However, I wish to say the following to our youth. Far too many of you have learned to regard farming negatively, but it does not have to be the case. You have acquired knowledge and have access to much useful information that can help transform the farms of your parents. And in this regard, I do urge our youth to seek support from various commercial banks, such as the Kenya Commercial Bank Foundation program to Jiajiri. During the graduation ceremony that I graced last week, the foundation committed to set aside annually some Kenya shillings 10 billion for the next 5 years to support youth micro businesses in agriculture, manufacturing, and services. The fourth pillar of the Big Four is affordable health care for all. Let me say that I'm very pleased to announce that I will be in Kisumu County tomorrow for the launch of the Universal Healthcare Pilot Program, which is a key milestone in our journey towards universal health coverage. The residents of Isiolo, Kisumu, Nyeri, and Machakos counties will receive free healthcare services in all health facilities from their local health centers all the way to the referral facilities. We will use the lessons learned from this pilot to refine and scale up the program to the rest of the country over the next 18 months. Ladies and gentlemen, since I took office in 2013, it has been my administration's singular focus to position Kenya as a preferred gateway to Africa for domestic, regional, and international investment. We are succeeding, but there is far more that we can do together. First, we cannot continue to have electoral cycles that bring business investment to a halt every 4 years. 99% of Kenyans wake up every day thinking about their livelihoods and therefore how to grow our economy. And it is not right that electoral politics, which occupies such a small part of their daily lives, should have such far-reaching impact on their economic well-being. I also believe that the private sector, which employs 90% of our working population, must actively seek to become more regionally and globally competitive. And we in government will work with you to facilitate you realize this aspiration. Through our frequent roundtable interactions, we have taken on board the pressing needs of our private sector and will continue to work together to address emerging issues. We have started the process of improving import and export logistics through port and rail, and we have reined in the once rampant businesses of illicit trade in counterfeits, and we have commenced the intergovernmental process necessary to streamline taxes and levies at county level. On your part, we expect our private sector to show greater commitment to upholding acceptable business codes of ethics, shun corruption, and pay your taxes as you should. At the regional level, Kenya is ambitious to be an attractive destination for all innovative and entrepreneurial East Africans. We also encourage Kenyans to invest and trade in other East African countries, which are our most important partners. Kenya is a strong supporter of deeper regional integration in the East African community and Africa as a whole. Fellow Kenyans, security is a key enabler for us to achieve the agenda that we have set out for ourselves. And it is for this reason that we have remained focused on steps to defeat the jihadist terrorists. We have disrupted many planned attacks by our enemies and have prosecuted and jailed their operatives. An even larger group of Kenyan citizens is standing up to prevent and reverse radicalization. Through our diplomacy and our military, as part of the African Union force, we will continue the support for the stabilization of Somalia. However, I wish to call upon all Kenyans to remain very vigilant. The enemy lives and walks amongst us, and it is every citizen's duty to protect our motherland. Do not be silent when you see them scheming to kidnap our youth for use as child soldiers, or when you see them planning to ambush and attack our homes, our villages, or our soldiers. We must unite and work together as the government and citizenry, hand in hand, to help those who can be helped to reform and to flush out those elements that remain determined to cause us harm. Fellow Kenyans, as we have done for decades, we will continue to support the peace building and conflict resolution in South Sudan, and we remain encouraged by growing peace between Ethiopia and Eritrea, and for the dropping of international sanctions against Sudan. We will work with every one of these countries to strengthen the peace, to eliminate any havens of terrorists and extremists, and to replace bullets and grenades with trade and investment. 2 years ago, Kenya undertook to host the first ever global conference on harnessing the world's maritime resources in a sustainable manner. And last month, we successfully held the first ever Sustainable Blue Economy Conference, which was attended by some 17,000 registered participants from 183 countries out of the 206 countries in the world. Without doubt, this conference was a turning point for Kenya, for Africa, and for many other parts of the world, in that new investments in the blue economy will lead to enormous growth in Kenya's economy, create thousands of maritime-related jobs, and increase food and nutrition security, as well as enhance environmental sustainability. As a country, we will adopt the recommendations made at the conference and turn them into opportunities to advance Kenya's development.